Brood 10,000 by Teal Livingston.
Let's not sugarcoat things here, okay? I may not have been in office long. What's it been, Leslie? 3 weeks? But I am capable.
Said the once former vice president, now Madam President, from her chair in the Oval Office behind that resolute desk. Madam President, replied General West formally, we're considering a three-prong approach. The murder hornets taking center stage while we advance our current position and sustain community evacuation. Leslie Capshaw, senior advisor to the president and a well-known hard-ass on Capitol Hill, replied,
Let me remind you, sir, that the management of Vespa mandarinia japonica is quite difficult due to the stinging risks and lack of accessibility to the nests. This species has the potential to negatively impact human health and honeybee colonies. Is there any way we can determine when these bloodsuckers will die?
Asked the commander-in-chief.
Cicadas die, right? Is there no way to wait it out?
Again, Madam President, replied the general, the laying of eggs produces more broods and spreads our problem nationally, potentially globally. The president, dressed sharply in a black pinstriped power blazer, along with a silky cream camisole, sat quietly, twirling an expensive-looking ballpoint pen between her perfectly manicured fingers. Across from her sat General West upon a three-cushioned hunter-green leather sofa. Dr. Knight, sitting in a bit slouched and leaning forward, sat next to the handsome officer to his left. Lieutenant Ringman, legs crossed and set perfectly upright, occupied a matching armchair to the man's right. From a less formal, spindle-backed chair opposite the lieutenant, Advisor Capshaw, with scarlet hair, shoulder-length, who donned an oversized pair of Tiffany blue prescription glasses, stated,
Please understand, Madam President, I've been advised by our esteemed scientific community that honeybees play a significant role in the pollination of crops, that the proliferation of V. mandarinia in the United States will have a severe impact on agriculture, the economy, and human health. Continuous monitoring and the subsequent elimination of all discovered colonies is paramount to our nation's security and vitality. Mrs. President, there's only one obvious choice here,
blurted out Dr. Knight, who'd become incensed with the advisor's rhetoric.
Eliminate problem numero uno. Then you can deal with catastrophe dos.
And you are? Asked the commander with bravado, obviously forgetting their first introduction a mere 15 minutes ago. Dr. Knight, responded the general defensively, currently the leading authority on these things.
And you're certain, Miss Knight, this is how I should proceed? Yes, 100%, Your Grace. I mean, Madam,
stuttered Erica.
Jesus. First COVID and now this?
Mused the president, leaning coolly back into her chair.
I swear the planet's out to get us. General, how soon can we get these hornets deployed? I mean, where are we going to find these nests? I imagine only a fraction can be found stateside.
Leslie grimaced and removed her spectacles.
Ma'am, what I'm about to say is highly classified,
she said, giving a nod of her head in Dr. Knight's direction.
Out with it,
demanded the newly minted president.
I'll give the good doctor all the clearance she needs. You are all in, aren't you? Yes, Madam President, of course,
Erica confidently replied. The fit advisor, dressed similarly to the president in a business-smart blazer and matching skirt of royal blue, continued, saying,
It seems our problem with these hornets in the United States has intensified over this past year.
How many? The president questioned, with an incredulous glare towards Ms. Capshaw.
Too many. Let's just say our problem with numero dos is already here. It's just most don't know it yet.
Including me, I guess, mused the president.
So we have enough nests. Correct.
Fudge, replied the president sullenly. General West, standing formally up from the slippery cushion of well-treated leather, addressed his commander-in-chief, saying, "It will take some time, but as we've already been tracking and monitoring various locations across the country and globally with our allies, we are confident we'll capture an appropriate number for an effective response."
And what is that number, General?
Inquired Madam President. The dapper man looked to Erica for the response. The room was quiet. Dr. Knight felt all eyes upon her. Just hours ago, the biggest concern she'd had was avoiding her dipshit boss, Dr. Rupert Thompson. Now, she was educating the President of the United States on how to save the country and quite possibly the world. Thinking thoughtfully and quietly to herself, Dr. Knight ran the numbers again in her head.
One murder hornet can kill as many as 40 bees per minute. There can be up to 1,500 hornets in various stages of development within one nest. 500 nests deployed in and around the secured perimeter to be monitored and moved when appropriate should do the trick, with more nests on standby if necessary.
Jesus, the President sighed. Advisor Capshaw, calculating the numbers with her tablet, blurted out,
"That's 350,000 in an invasive species. Into what? A 300 square mile area,"
replied Lieutenant Ringman.
"How will our citizens survive not getting stung to death on a daily basis?"
asked the President. "One before two, Madam President," General West whispered deeply. "All located nests will be recovered by trained professionals under the guidance of myself and Dr. Knight." The madam stood at attention behind her desk and said,
"I'd better get to reassuring the world we're on top of this. Doctor, your country thanks you. Leslie, please provide General West with any necessary clearances and all resources at our disposal." "Yes, Madam President," she replied sharply. "Okay then, let's get to work, people. We've got a mountain to move."